and our chipstick connected to these tall pyramid towers that we had that were made out of all different type of sapphires, rubies, crystals, tourmalines, all of these different things. I've always said this, right? All right, so now we got scattered amongst the land. Think about it. People that were using telepathy, we were using telepathy. So we can't use it anymore. So what we did, we started ganging up. We're like, okay, well, we can't use telepathy no more, but we're going to gang up. We were still aware of what had happened to us. We fell in frequency. We began to turn these copper complexions. We began to lose our greens and our luminous greens and blues and these beautiful colors that we vibrated, right? Because the frequency of the planet began to become lowered. This was all by design, okay? So this is how you get to that period of what they like to call Native Americans. And they always taught you that the Native Americans was a separate group of people from you. All right? Because they wanted black people and Latino people to believe that Latino people are Latino people. Black people are Africans that come from Africa that were brought across the water, which is a lie. And that Indians are just Indians who were killed off. And that the ones that were left, they were given land and free reservations to live on. This is all bullshit. This is all fucking bullshit. Lies. All right? Blacks and Latinos are the same species. Genetics will prove that, right? Now, when you talk about these Indians, the people that they give the land to and get a free reservation to, these are not Indians. These are white people. And that's not nothing against white people. I'm just saying, these are human beings. If they are not human beings, they are Mexicans. Remember, they are Mexicans, which are a form of human beings still, right? Now, look at this. We still good over there, babe? All right, thank y'all. The wifey let me know that everything look good on the screen for y'all. That you can still hear me good, everything clear? Cool. All right, so look at him right here, right? He looks like what you would call a Mexican American. That is not the way your Native Americans looked it. All right, and I don't even want to use the term Native American because we were never native to America. All right. Now we were darker like that. You see that book where it say famous Indian tribes? You see that top picture? We were more like that. All right. Now, when you looking at us today, you're looking at the Indians. Okay. So for you to understand how we got to that phase is because we became tribal after we fell in frequency. Okay. So for you to understand how we got to that phase is because we became tribal after we fell in frequency. Okay. So now, once we became tribal, we had many tribes amongst us, many great tribes amongst us, right? Many great tribes amongst us that were strong warrior tribes, full of, still in tune with magical abilities, still in tune with ancient knowledge, all right? And knew how to use it against these Spanish conquistadors. This is why if you listen to a lot about magic or stuff like that, or you read about magic or you read about, just anything dealing with the Native Americans, they always talk about how they had these magical abilities in a way. They talk about them being able to dance and make it rain. They talk about them being real spiritual and communicating with spirits and things of that nature, right? Because this is us. This is us they're talking about. These people, we never look like this. This is a lie. These people who they are telling you are Indians, we never look like this. Even when we became tribal, we did not look like this. All right? We look the same way we do today. All right? Same way we do today, that's how we looked at then. All right? Now, once you understand this truth about who the Native Americans really were, that there was no such thing as Native American. All right, look at all these Indian tribes. This is a picture right here, babe. Look at this. This right here is a picture of all the different Native American Indian tribes that was on present day America. All right. You believe that they killed all these tribes off? No, they didn't. They simply moved in, invaded us, went to war with certain tribes, killed off certain powerful tribes, and then renamed us African Americans, Latin Americans. Then renamed this whole land America when it was really just a part of Atlantis. Okay? This is a very important period in time that you need to understand where we rebelled. And it's hitting from you because they got you believing that Native Americans are separate from you. But each and every one of you can go back a generation, 2, 3, 4, and everybody gonna say they got, hey, my grandmother is Cherokee, my granddad was full-blooded Navajo or whatever. Every black person or Latino person you talk to can tell you the same story. Why? Because we are the Native Americans. All right? Hold on. Put the camera on me for a second, Jim. Thank you. Back here, Jim. Where you going? Jim. Stay right there. Stay. You too close. Back, right there. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. All right. Now, a lot of people don't understand this concept, but you must grasp it. That there were never no such thing as motherfucking Native Americans. You looking at them. Now feel that pain. Add that on top of the pain you already had knowing about the shit you went through just as a black person. Now add on top of what the fuck they told you about the Native Americans. Add that on top of that. Because it was your ancestors they told you about in school. But they hid you from you by telling you that these are a completely different group of people that you come from overseas, over the water. No, those Africans over there, those are our people too, but they were just already over there doing them. We was over here. If you were born over here right now, your ass was over here. In this portion of the realm, of the land, of Atlantis. Let's erase the bullshit. Let's eradicate the fuckery now. You must know your history as an Anunnaki god before the Great Invasion of 1492, and you must know your history as Anunnaki gods and goddesses after the fall. How you got to where you got to today. How do we get to this point? All right? This is serious stuff right here now. This is serious, right? This is serious what I'm about to show y'all tonight. Because you got to understand what they did to us. These are then they sit here and tell us about the Native Americans and don't even show us us. They show us other motherfuckers. And then gave them other motherfuckers all the free land that's supposed to came to us. Now, if you take all the free land that the government promised the Native Americans that they never gave them, they gave to, because we are the Native Americans, we the descendants, all right, of these tribes, all right, because we are the Americans, so we are the Native Americans, but I'm just saying, we are the Indians that they lied about. We are the tribes. They just took our tribal names from us and renamed us. African Americans, Latin Americans. But before that, you was Cherokee. You was Potawatomi. You was a part of the Illinois Confederacy. You was Seminole. You was Navajo. Aztec, Inca. For those of you overseas, you were Ashanti, Zulu. We became tribes after they attacked our planet. And in these tribes, we still knew who the enemy was. This is what your ancestors fought against. This is what you must remember so that you can attack that warrior spirit in you. So you can remember, there's nothing to fear. This is the accumulation of all that has happened to us as a species. You must remember. How can you remember if portions of your history are being taken from you? They got you believing that the Indians were somebody else. Then after they killed all the Indians, right? Which they didn't do. After they killed a lot of Indians, and then because they called us Indians, but after they killed a lot of us, Indians, right? And enslaved most of us, right? Then they renamed us African Americans. Then sent some of us across seas and back. They sent some of us across seas as Indian slaves. After they conquered us, they sent some of us across seas as Indian slaves, and then once we got over there, they reclassified us as Indian slaves, then sent us to Africa. Then when we got to Africa, we were reclassified as African slaves, then sent back over here. Just so they can have their bullshit story about the Middle Passage, which never existed. Let me see the lighter, babe. Just so they can have their bullshit story, guys. Y'all hear me? Reflections about the Middle Passage. To make us believe that we not from here. Wasn't on this land first. All those people with carbon in their skin on this planet. All right. That was over here. Because when they sent out these Spanish conquistadors, when they went out on their missions, they went to different parts of our planet, of this realm rather, and attacked. They went east, west, and attacked all at once. Okay, so now that we passed that point, now that we know that who the Native Americans really were, for those who didn't know, yes, that's us. That's your history. Before you were knit. Today you just a nigga or a bitch. Or a thot, or a pimp, or a good old employee. You see what I'm saying? But before they called you that, you was an African American slave. Latinos was too. Latino came out of nowhere. After they freed the slaves, then they came up with Latino. Nigga, you never heard the term Latino till they freed the slaves. Right. More division. It's more division. Real talk. That's why like Latino. What? But that's us. We was all in there together. Don't let them fool you. The genetics don't lie. All right?